I'm Gracie, and today I'm going to be doing my presentation comparing the aspects of federal government between the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution. On this chart I've made, I have a summary of each quote that I have written to back up my answers for these questions, which I could not fit into the screen, but I will be reading them as we go. So, according to the Articles of Confederation, the houses of Congress are, the delegates shall be appointed annually. And it says, for the more convenient management of the general interests of the United States, delegates shall be annually appointed in such manner as the legislature of each state shall direct, to meet in Congress the first Monday in November in every year, with the power reserved to each state to recall its delegates, or any of them, at any time within the year, and to send others in their stead for the remainder of the year. That's according to the Articles of Confederation. So the Constitution, it says that legislative powers belong to Congress, which consists of a Senate and House of Representatives. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the peoples of the several states, and the electorals in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. And that's according to the Constitution. Some of these quotes are much too long to read, so I will just be reading the summaries per quote. The amount of representation per state. According to the Articles of Confederation, it says that each state should have no less than 2, but no more than 7 representatives per state. And according to the Constitution, you should have only 2 senators per state. For the leaders of Congress, it says in the Articles of Confederation, the United States and Congress assembled shall have authority to appoint a committee to sit in the recess of Congress, to be denominated a committee of the states, and to consist of 1 delegate from each state, and to appoint such other committees and civil officers as may be necessary for managing the general affairs of the United States under their direction. And that's what the Articles of Confederation have to say. It says 1 delegate from each state makes up Congress. According to the Constitution, however, it says, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. So it says that authority granted to the Senate and House of Representatives. That's according to the Constitution. For the executive branch strength, it says in the Articles of Confederation that it says that the president can't serve for more than 1 year in any term of 3 years. According to the Constitution, a president has a 4-year term, and he can also, he does that together with his vice president chosen for the same term, and they are elected together. According to for the enumerated powers, which means that what does each branch serve according to each document. It says that powers are Congress, and powers are for Congress, and they make the rules and they regulate the land and Navy forces. And Congress also appoints members of the judicial branch. And that's according to the Articles of Confederation. But according to the Constitution, it says that the legislative branch belongs to Congress, and they consist of the Senate and the House of Representatives. And the executive branch is the President, and the judicial branch is the Supreme Court. The limits on the state powers according to the Articles of Confederation I've summarized because it's a very long quote. It says in summary that no state can send or receive embassies, enter into any conference, agreement, alliances, or treaties with any king, prince, or state, or grant any title of nobility. And that's according to the Articles of Confederation. But according to the Constitution, it lists a long number of things that states are not permitted to do. And that quote is not as long, so I shall read it. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver, coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or discharge the powers and duties of the said office. For the terms of officers, the Articles of Confederation says, when land forces are raised by any state for the common defense, all officers of or under the rank of colonel shall be appointed by the legislature of each state respectively. So that says that any of the officers that are colonels or any rank below are appointed by the legislature of each state. According to the Constitution, that was actually for the Articles of Confederation. For the Constitution, it says the appointment of officers is reserved for Congress only. So Congress makes the decisions in that genre. For the judiciary, it says that the U.S. and Congress has the last appeal, according to the Articles of Confederation. So after, so the very last say goes to Congress. For the Constitution, it says, the Congress shall have powers to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States, and nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice or any claims of the United States or of any particular state, according to the Constitution. But also, it also belongs to the Supreme Court as well, according to the Constitution. So, all in all, the Articles of Confederation both have their differences, but in the end, a lot of the ideas that have been carried from the Articles of Confederation have also survived have also been put into the Constitution, so that we have a very compact and authentic document that helps us keep, that helps our country to keep order today. Thank you for listening.